Daniel Tiger's neighborhood.
That is so going in the video.
You're recording?
Yep. Hey everyone, it's Fantastic OKC here, joined as always by Ashen Dreamer. Say hello, Ashen.
Hello.
And today we are back in Fantastic Dreamland for another show and tell episode, and we are going to be showing off what is behind us, and that is tiny houses.
Yay, tiny houses.
Yay, tiny houses, which is a real thing, by the way, in case anybody didn't know. So, what?
Why is there a chicken in a hole with a trapdoor?
Well, I covered up this cave right here because I wanted to explore it later, and I didn't want to forget where it was, and the chicken was down there, so I just left him.
So you're just gonna let him die?
Well, it's Minecraft. He's not really going to die.
Come on, little chicken.
It's not a real chicken.
Come on. I'll get you some seeds. Where are the seeds? Hold on.
You're so desperate to save this chicken.
Come on. Look at me.
He's not paying attention. This is the most uncooperative chicken ever.
There you go.
There. Are you happy? Now put the dirt back. Oh wait, I've got the dirt.
You have the dirt.
There
There you go, baby.
Okay.
Sweet little chicken.
All right. So we'll start with this one, which is actually the last one that I built. I was kind of experimenting to see how tiny I can make a tiny house, and so it is very, very, very tiny.
Can we both fit?
Probably not. But,
I'll stand on the bed.
okay. But I put the chest in the floor to limit the floor space, and there's a crafting table, furnace, cauldron with water in it, a bookshelf so that this nerd can read books, and not that nerds read books, I read books too.
And you're a nerd.
That was very insulting. But normal people read books too. Nerds are normal people. If you're a nerd, be proud. And then I put the bed there, and he's got a little chair here that he can. And I put up some paintings so that it wasn't so boring. But there actually wasn't any room to even put up any windows in this house because it's so tiny. But this was basically just an experiment to see how small I could make the house.
It reminds me of that thing that we were talking about in like Japan, and they sleep in like a tube.
That's sleep tubes.
Yeah,
that's a real thing too. I don't know if it's Japan or not. It's just something that I remember hearing about. This one right here is the next to smallest one. Again, I was experimenting with the size of the houses to see how small I can make them. But this one, the guy actually has a table, bookshelves, everything else, a chest up there, and then there's a ladder that will take you up to the bed. So it's kind of a loft type of deal. But
it doesn't look very safe. It looks like you can fall off the bed.
Yeah, probably. It probably isn't very safe. Anyways,
could somebody in one of these like little houses have a pet?
Probably not. I mean, maybe a rat. Put like a little rat cage right there.
Right where?
On top of the furnace.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, you're not going to really have a dog in here.
You put a bird cage up there.
I did want to point out the floor, which this would have been really cool if it hadn't been so tiny and covered up with all this other stuff. But the floor, the pattern of the wood is actually offset.
I see that.
Yeah, it actually, before I furnished it, it actually looked pretty cool.
That's cool. We'll have to remember that for a bigger build.
Yeah. This one I want to show last. This was the first one that I built and the most practical of all of them, but this was the second one that I built right here. And it is a little bit more spacious, more practical. Table, couch, bookshelves in the corners, and then of course you got your cauldron and with water in it, furnace, workbench, and chest. So these kind of just like the basics that you would need to survive, and then of course the bed. And all of them have paintings just to give the people something to look at. Yeah, I
like this one.
Yeah, I felt like tiny houses deserved some paintings just to be nice. So
yeah, I like this one a lot.
Yeah, I like how it goes down a little bit, and that was more based on the um, terrain than anything else because I didn't terraform any of this when I built these. I just kind of built it like it is. And so I needed some way to come off the road into the house and still have it kind of ground level. So,
Yeah.
anywho, um, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just saying, yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, it is. And this was the first one of the tiny houses that I built, and it is the most practical. This is actually based off of a real tiny house design. Table, couch, bookshelves, cauldron, a furnace, workbench, chest. This one actually has two chests. And then it's got a nice little loft here where the person sleeps. So,
Very nice.
but yeah, I actually Googled images of tiny houses, and this was literally based off of a tiny house that I saw on Google. Of course, none of them have bathrooms because this is Minecraft, so you don't need a bathroom. But um,
And
anyways,
Googly Hunter and I actually watched a couple of shows on Netflix about tiny houses. We
tiny
really like
what
them.
was it called? Tiny house builders or something like that.
There's tiny house builders, and then there is tiny house hunters, which is like house hunters, but tiny houses, like they're looking to buy.
That's cool. Oh, I wanted to show you also what I'm planning on doing kind of with this area. I'm calling it Tiny City because it's going to be full of a bunch of tiny houses, tiny apartments, and sleep tubes. So there will be a couple of big buildings, but those big buildings will have a lot of tiny house areas in them, or tiny apartments. But this whole area over here, this plains right here, I'm planning on making a kind of a tiny house neighborhood. So,
You know what you could do?
what?
Put in like community gardens and a co-op, things like
I
that.
was already planning on doing that.
It could be like a village for poor people
Not
with
all,
all,
not all people that have tiny houses are poor.
okay, hipsters.
Okay, hipsters. Yes, I can't argue with that.
It's
Um,
the same thing.
okay. Um,
They like community gardens,
they
though,
do like community gardens, yes.
and that'd
So
be really fun to build.
that would be fun to build. So yes, this will be a tiny house city, and oh, one other thing. The highway system. Eventually, I want to do another show and tell where we show off the highway system. I put a lot of thought and a lot of work into this. What? You look very confused.
No, just looking around.
Oh, okay. But I'm going to show you guys what I did with this. It's pretty cool. I've got a couple of different designs on the off ramps and the on ramps. You just went in the wrong way. Do not enter side.
Twice.
Stop it.
I did it twice.
But anyways, we'll save that for another show and tell. I'm very proud of my highway system. But anyways, so those were my tiny houses. If you enjoyed this episode, click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, comment on our stuff, and check out the social media links in the description below. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Nope.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Have a wonderful time.
Bye. Whoops,
Now, you hit
sorry.
me. You are always hitting me. Stop it.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Bye,
I started
guys.
holding my sword.
Yeah, don't get away from me. Bye, everybody.
Bye.